Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Community Channel. And we're back again with another Transfer Talk show. And yeah, I mean, we have some updates. We do have to say we do have some positive updates. You could say, obviously, the main one that we're looking at in relation to positive updates is Frankie De Jong. We know that United representatives have been spotted in Barcelona, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Martinez and Ajax potentially now willing to sit down and meet Manchester United and sit down at the table with them and discuss, a potential transfer. So we'll get into that as well. We'll also get into a potential new option for a striker that Manchester United are looking at. And he is potentially from I know he is coming from the Bundesliga if he does come. But United are certainly looking at him. But we're going to talk about plenty more, and of course, we'll get through all of your comments and all of your your thoughts and everything like that. Cottle is in. See you there, man. Thanks a million for joining us. So yeah, I suppose let's get into it. I suppose the main one and the one that's been on everyone's lips at the moment is Frankie De Jong. And, has there been potential good news, and is there a breakthrough? Is there a breakthrough? I'm not going to call it a breakthrough yet. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But it's certainly positive. So, for anyone who hasn't seen, John Murta and Richard Arnold have been spotted in Barcelona. And obviously they're looking at signing Frankie De Jong. So everyone is saying potentially that they're there to do the deal. And I think though, and I did read in one, or I see in one outlet that they actually have this is their second week in a row to be in Barcelona. So look, it's certainly positive. Does it mean it's going to roll any quicker? I don't know, but it's certainly good news. Let's see who's in. Miska's in. Good to see you there, pal. And Owen is in as well. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. And we have Stephen in on YouTube as well. Quick in with his comments, says, good evening, my friend. I feel that Erik ten Hag is just going to sign current or former Ajax players. Plus, we've been wasting a good month trying to sign De Jong when he clearly doesn't want to come. Now, look, I understand everything you're saying, Stephen. I really do. I'm going to try and keep it as positive as possible. So, first of all, in relation to, and look, I take your points absolutely, and they're genuine points there, and I think, okay, first of all, in terms of signing, current or former Ajax players, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because his former Ajax players were within 30 seconds of getting them to a Champions League final, so there is good quality there, and if you think back to the mid to late 1990s when Arsene Wenger first came, he basically brought half of France with him and signed them for Arsenal, and we see how well they done under him. So maybe Erik ten Hag has a knowledge of the Dutch league and Dutch players that other managers might not have. So look, I'm all for it and I'm all behind him, but I 100% take your point, and without a doubt, if this does go by the wayside and he's not successful, then your point will be completely valid because he has to live and die on the players that he signs. So absolutely, and in relation to De Jong, and you do say he doesn't want to come, I have a sneaking suspicion that he does. And the reason being is, and I think the reason why he's holding on with Barcelona so much is obviously he's owed deferred wages, and I think it's his kind of standoff with the club, basically, and he wants his money more than anything, really, doesn't he? I mean, he deserves his money. He's owed his money, so absolutely. There, I think De Jong would be happy to sign for Manchester United, but I think he's just being professional at the moment. Obviously, he's currently signed for Barcelona. He's not going to talk, he's not going to talk badly about Barcelona. But I certainly do think that if he joined Manchester United, he'd be a good pro. He'd get his head down, work hard. He's played under Ten Hag before, so I think the connection there would work. Is De Jong joining? Says Paul. Yeah, and we said that there as well. But I think, look, these so-called meetings that are going on in Barcelona at the moment, these could be going on for the last 3 or 4 weeks. We just don't know. But I certainly do think that it's positive to see them over there, and with both of them there, it is, it certainly is a good, it certainly is a good, I suppose, a good image to see as United fans. See, okay, well, look, the work is potentially being done in the background. So, but look, we'll wait and see. I do certainly think, it seems like I'm saying this every week, but I certainly do think we're going to get some potential good news this week. Because, they're not going over there for no reason, so let's call a spade a spade. But look, let's see what happens. I think we'll know a lot in the next few days. But stay tuned. Watch this space. Paul says, is Ronaldo leaving? To be honest, Paul, I don't really know. And to be honest, I'm getting a bit tired of it already. I don't know what you guys think. I'm kind of getting a bit sick of it. I'm trying to be as positive as possible, and in relation to who we're signing and the potential players that we're getting in, and looking at them training, the clips of them training in Thailand in the last couple of days, and looking at how Ten Hag really, really gets into a training session, and you can see him thinking and watching and trying to improve players all the time. They're the kind of things that I'm focused on. If Ronaldo leaves, let him go. I don't mind. He'll always be a legend of the club, always. I would be disappointed if he left. I'd be upset with him because I think he's jumping ship when we really need him. But if he wants to go, let him go. Great to see so many people in, guys. Make sure you smash a like on the video as well. Anyone on TikTok as well. We're over 1,000 likes already. We're going to try and hit maybe 10,000 likes on this live before we finish. So keep smashing that like button for us. It gets us out to more people and helps the channel grow. So I really appreciate it. Let's see what people on TikTok are saying here. We'll scroll back through some of them. You'll never walk alone. We have some Liverpool fans in. Miska David says, but why is Ajax raising money for their players? Are they really willing to sell? Well, I think they are willing to sell, but I think the fact that United were slow on getting in, I think, is after adding more money onto the bill for these players, because Ajax are already after selling 3 of their top players. So if they're going to be selling any more, they're going to want premium money for it, and that's why that's the criticism I would have of the board, is that they reacted slowly with Ajax. Adrian says, De Jong, Martinez and Anthony done before Friday, Ronaldo to stay and United to finish third next year. Well, do you know what? I would take the hand and all off you there now with that, Adrian. If you gave that to me now, absolutely. Maybe trying a little Europa League or even a Carabao Cup on top of that. Happy days. United to beat Liverpool tomorrow, 2-1. Go on United, says Johnny. Well, Johnny, I hope so. I really do. I don't think we're going to beat them. But look, it's pre-season. Liverpool will probably have 2 different teams out both halves. United will be making a lot of changes as it goes on as well. I'm just looking forward to see how we set up and, things like that. There may have been a little bit of a blip on my end in terms of the watch along. I really hope I get to do it, but I have some family commitments that I have to try and sort out first. I may not be able to go live for the whole thing, but if I can't do a watch along, I really hope I can do it. But if I can't, I'll be doing a match reaction later on in the evening. So make sure you join into that. But I really will try and get the watch along going for 2:00 tomorrow. But if you're watching on, and as well, anyone on TikTok, we do our watch alongs on YouTube. So make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. There's a link on my homepage. So click on my homepage up here on the top left, and there's a link there, and you can subscribe. Thoughts on Ten Hag keeping Maguire as captain, says Carl. Yeah, so let's get into that one. It was one of the points. Dargo, I see you there as well, pal. So yeah, I mean, this is basically Ten Hag's biggest decision, really, that he's had to make. Let me take a bit of sip of water here, because that's why we're late tonight. I actually had a football match myself, so I'm thirsty. Yeah, so Maguire as captain, so obviously Ten Hag had his interview today, and he was asked about a lot of things. Obviously, Maguire, the captaincy was one of them, and he basically just said Maguire is the captain. I don't think he elaborated on it. Now, someone can correct me in the chat, but I only seen snippets of it. I don't think he elaborated on it too much in relation to, so what I would be, now this is just the, the conspiracy side of me. He said, right, he is the captain, but does that mean he's going to be the captain for the upcoming season? It probably does. Look, I'm not too worried about the captaincy. If Maguire is not playing well enough, he won't be playing. Simple as that. I don't think Ten Hag is going to have any of these, favourites that will play all the time, and regardless of how they're getting on. So I think there's enough. Well, not enough. You can never have enough, but I think there's plenty of players on the field that can be captains without wearing the armband. The likes of David De Gea, Bruno Fernandes is another one. So, and then obviously Ronaldo, if he stays, leads by example like that as well. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not overly worried about it. Look, if Maguire is the captain for the upcoming season, he's the captain. And again, I like I've been saying, it's down to the manager, and whatever decision the manager makes, it's important that us as fans get behind him, and I'm happy with it. Carl says, can't wait to see Malacia tomorrow. Me too. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And Dan says, disappointed Maguire kept as captain. He didn't have to make the decision for 2 to 3 weeks. Well, look, I think, Dan, that obviously someone is going to have to lead them out tomorrow in our first preseason game. So it's going to be, someone has to do it. And if Maguire is starting, and he didn't have the captain's armband, then it would be pretty clear. So I think Ten Hag just wanted to nip it in the bud early on, Owen says, watch along for tomorrow. You must have just joined on. I'm really going to try. I have some family commitments that I want to try and sort out. If I can't do it, I'm going to do a match reaction later in the day, but I'm really hoping I can get it done. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel, because that's where we're going to be doing the watch along. And if you see the thumbnail go up an hour or two before, you know it's on. But if not, look, I might jump in and off of a live on YouTube or on TikTok and on YouTube while it's on. But yeah, I'm on daddy duties tomorrow, so we'll see. Let's see what people are saying here. Roland says, his football was shit last season, but hopefully it changes under Eric Ten Hag. I presume that's Maguire. Yeah, look, I think so. I mean, we have to remember as well that the season before last, Maguire had actually had a pretty good season. He actually played very well. He put a lot of good performances in. What I'm just worried about is this high line that Ten Hag is renowned for playing. He likes his defence to play high up the field. And Maguire hasn't really got the pace if there is balls played in behind. So I think that's why Ten Hag is focusing a lot on the likes of Martinez from Ajax, because he's quick. He's a fast turn of pace. He can turn quickly. He can move. So yeah, but look, it's certainly going to be interesting. Absolutely, But yeah, and again, just finally on Maguire, he is able to play very well in a 3 at the back. Now, not saying that I want Manchester United to play a 3 at the back, because I don't. But if we do ever have to play a 3 at the back, then it's a good option there as well. So, look, options is the key word for United this season. Because, look, I don't think we're going to be challenging for league titles or anything like that. So I think options, squad rotation, trying to get a positive, attacking way of playing, under Ten Hag, I think that's the main goal for season 1. And if we can pick up a bit of silverware like a Europa League or something like that, and obviously the Champions League is a priority to get back in there, then that's something I'd be happy with. Who do you think will win the league next, you or Newcastle? I would hope us, but that all depends on how well Newcastle manage this limitless amount of money that they have. If you see, obviously Chelsea, when Abramovich took over in the early 2000s, they were challenging basically right away, because they bought well and they got an up and coming manager like Mourinho to get him there. So, is that manager out there for Newcastle? I don't think so, because you're looking at the likes of Klopp and Guardiola and Conte, and these top managers are already at clubs. So, and you would be hoping that in another season or two we could put Ten Hag in that category as well. Obviously, he still has to prove himself, but I think I think Newcastle certainly do need still a big overhaul of their squad, but they need that. Now, Eddie Howe might be the man. You know, I have a lot of time for Eddie Howe. I think he's a fantastic coach and manager, but is he that lad to get them to win a league title? Remains to be seen. Um, I'm off. I heard enough BS, said Leo. Right, Leo, take care. Don't ever come back. Thanks a mil. Let's see what other people say. Flex says, the pace of the game is a big challenge. Yeah, absolutely. And Darts says, Defo won't be challenging for a league title, but top four we have to think we can challenge for. Look, I agree, and that has to be the goal, Darts. But I think, you know, like I've said it on a lot of my lives previously as well, that I would gladly take top six with a Europa League win on top of it, and I would probably take that ahead of just getting top four without silverware, because either way we're back in the Champions League and we get silverware and we get a medal around a lot of players' necks, and that could be very good for confidence, you know, for saying, all right, we can win a competition, so let's kick on, you know. Jock says, keep up the lives, good to listen to you. Cheers, man, I appreciate it. Thanks a mil, you're more than welcome. Thanks for the nice words there. Thoughts on Brobby and Anthony, says Ben. So let's get into the striker. So now that you mention it, Ben, obviously Ronaldo has put in a transfer request, and we haven't heard much on sorry, I just answered Shane's one. I see it there now, Shane. Apologies. What's the crack with the watch-alongs for the friendlies coming up? I'm going to be doing basically every Manchester United game from now until the end of next season. I'm going to be doing, and there may be an odd one in between that I can't do. Now tomorrow, the first bloody watch-along, I have to mind my daughter, so I'm on daddy duties, but I'm going to try and do a watch-along for it, and we'll see how it goes. She's 12 months old. She's just after turning 1, so I mightn't be on the ball as much as I normally would. What I might just do is maybe jump in and out of TikTok on lives and things like that. But keep an eye on the YouTube channel, because if the thumbnail goes up an hour or two before, you'll know that the watch along is going ahead. Just all you have to do is just hit the bell notification, and if I put up a thumbnail, you'll get the go ahead. So yeah, let's talk about a striker. So obviously, as we know, Cristiano Ronaldo's put in a transfer request and he's looking to leave. So in relation to maybe a backup, obviously, like it was mentioned here, the question was asked about Brian Brobby, and I haven't seen an awful lot about him, and I mentioned him on the previous live there as well during the week. But there has been reports that have come out only in the last couple of hours that Manchester United are looking at Kaladzic from RB Leipzig. So this comes from Pettigol, and it says Sasa Kaladzic is a candidate for Manchester United next to Brobby from RB Leipzig. Talks with the reps of the player have taken place, but no personal meetings so far. Man United are very interested in him, but Bayern and Dortmund are not in for the player. There was reports that Bayern and Dortmund were in for him as well, but they have distanced themselves from him. So I've been looking at some of his stats, and you know they've looked okay. So if we go back to, let's just see now, if we go back to the 1920 season, he was only up and coming there. I'm looking at the Bundesliga here. He scored 1 goal only in 6 games there, so he obviously didn't play that much. In the 2021 season then, he played 33 games with 16 goals and 6 assists, so he put up some good numbers there. And last year then, he didn't play as many games last year. There must have been, I'm not sure was there any injuries there, but he played 15 games, scoring 6 goals with 2 assists. So he basically has a goal every 2 games. Now, he's a big boy. So he is. He's 6'5", 25 years of age. Austria, has 15 caps and 4 goals for Austria. So he's a big chap. His stats certainly do make for good reading, I can't lie. So, you know, I mean, if United are in for him and they go for him, then very well, very good. I do think we need more options going forward in attacking roles, whether that would be the likes of an Anthony, who's a kind of a wide player, or this guy Kaladzic, who's basically a centre forward. That's it. He's nothing else, only a centre forward. So yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting. I mean we mentioned it on the live on what day is today? Monday. We mentioned it on Friday night that about Nkunku. We were speaking about Nkunku and the fact that maybe would United be in for him next summer, and he has a release clause now. He signed a new contract and it does have a release clause. So Leipzig are looking to keep him for one more year, and I have a sneaky suspicion that United could potentially go for him next summer. But look, it's going to be interesting. I mean, this Kaladzic numbers certainly do look good. He's a big fella, and Ten Hag does tend to like a big centre forward. I mean, you see, case in point, the fact that we were in for the likes of Darwin Nunez, and you see his stature and how tall he is and his physicality. So yeah, absolutely. So he does look. He does seem to be looking for these kind of players. So again, we just have to wait and see. But it's certainly good to see us being linked with these kind of players. Great to see so many people in, guys. We have Cape Town, South Africa. We have Emmanuel is in there as well, says hello. So many people in. Keep smashing that like button for me, guys. We're trying to get to 10,000 likes on TikTok here as well. So we're at 3,500. So keep smashing that like button for me. I really appreciate it. And anyone that's watching on YouTube, if you take a second and hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Helps grow the channel. And hit the subscribe button as well. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers, hopefully before the start of the season. We're closing in on 600 at the moment. So for anyone that's new, hit subscribe. And we have the chat for subscribers only as well. So if you want to put a chat in, just hit the subscribe button and you can put your comments in. I appreciate it. Cottle says, I'd love if he went for Scamacca, but it looks like he's going to PSG. It does, yeah. And he was a player that I was keeping tabs on as well over the last few weeks. But yeah, I mean, it does pretty much look like he's going to be going to PSG. Let's see what people are saying here on TikTok as well. Next says, hi mate, sick of De Jong now. Clearly doesn't want to come. We need to look elsewhere. Well, look, I think De Jong, like we said before, I think he's just maybe making a standoff with Barcelona for these deferred wages. I don't think he specifically doesn't want to come to United. I think he's trying to dig in with Barcelona to get the wages that he's owed, Mark Carroll is in, great crack that beats Love Island. Fucking absolutely. 2 or 3 of the boys watch it. And there could be a couple of them in this chat here now as well. Dargo, if he's still in here watching Love Island. I would rather watch paint dry. I'd rather watch Liverpool than watch Love Island. But anyway, let's see what people are saying here. Game tomorrow is only a money-making pre-season racket, says Liam. Well, look, I agree with you on that one, Liam. In relation to pre-season and going abroad, it's all about growing the Manchester United brand and getting it out there to different countries and stuff like that. But on the flip side of that, it is a great way to get out and to get pre-season warm weather training. I mean, I was watching the clips of players train today, and they're literally covered in sweat, and. So I think it's good for the likes of fitness and stuff like that. And look, it's also good for people around the world who are Manchester United fans to actually get a chance to go and see him, So, but I understand what you're saying. It is a PR kind of money making thing. But again, I mean, fans who might never get a chance to come to Old Trafford get to see him. I think there's pros and cons to both. Let's see what other people are saying here. M12 says, hey mate, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm not the kind to disrespect you or anything, but score prediction. Well, you're more than welcome, M12. Thanks for joining us. We welcome all. Obviously it's a Man United fan channel, but we welcome all fans in, so you're more than welcome. Score predictions for tomorrow. Gosh, I mean, it's hard to really give a score prediction when you haven't seen both Liverpool and Manchester United play in a couple of months. Score prediction. Fuck it. 5-0 United. Come on. No. I'd say, look, probably 2-1 Liverpool. Let's go with that. I don't want to be, obviously United are my club. I don't want to go too high. It could easily be 3, 4, 5, who knows. But I'm going to go with 2-1 as a score prediction. I do think Liverpool will beat us, but I'm more interested in the team and how it's set up, and the formation we play, and the intensity levels, and certain players, seeing them, are they improving, have they kicked on from last season, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and like we said, that's basically what preseason is all about. Shane Dawood. Hey, what's going on with Ericsson? To be honest with Ericsson, is basically, it's the I don't know, is it the medical? Is it the I mean, the contract is basically sorted, so it has to be the medical. Now they keep saying, all reports are saying that he will join up with the squad on the Australian leg of the preseason tour. So that'll be next week. So you would be hoping that, or is it next week? Yeah, I think it's the end of this week, start of next week. So you would be hoping that it's going to get done in the next couple of days. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, I suppose getting on to other areas then, obviously some exits, obviously, just to mention real quick, Andreas Pereira joined Fulham, and we wish him all the best, absolutely. Obviously it's, it was time for him to move on. I don't think he was really going to get game time, but look, we wish him all the best going to Fulham, and say thanks for his services, absolutely. Let's see what people are saying here. Shane says, might be a bit out there, but do you think we should be in for Nathan Collins? 26 million seems like a bargain for a player that seems to have a lot of potential. Yeah, I mean, Nathan Collins certainly has the potential. And you're right, it is out there. Again, is it an area that, I mean, the scouting departments at Manchester United have been renownedly poor over the last 6 or 7 years. So I think maybe that's why we're seeing Ten Hag going for a lot of players that he knows, and I think maybe over the course of hopefully his long tenure at Manchester United, we would be looking at, you would say, maybe more local players and things like that. But look, I don't care where a player comes from. If he's good enough to play for Manchester United, he's good enough to play for Manchester United. And yeah, someone is saying here on the TikTok chat there as well, Shane, is saying that Nathan Collins to Wolves is really close to done deal. So, interesting there as well. But yeah. Cottle says, wish United played a pre-season friendly in Ireland. They played a pre-season friendly in Ireland about... Was it under Mourinho? Or Van Gaal? I think they've... Oh, it could have been even Moyes. I think they've definitely played a pre-season game in Ireland since Ferguson left. I really do. Did they play Shamrock Rovers, I think, a few years back? I'm going to check that out now. They fucking did. Do you know why? No, they didn't. They played Cork City. Because David Mulcahy scored in let me have a check here. Let me have a quick check of this here. No, I can't find it. They definitely did, because I remember there's a player local to where I'm from who was playing with Cork City at the time, and they were playing Manchester United in the Aviva Stadium, and they beat Cork City 7-1, but David Mulcahy got the one. So yeah, I don't think it was too long ago. Well, Jack, Sampdoria at the Aviva a few years back. Jose was gaffer. Yep, you're bang on, Albi. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it was either Jose or Van Gaal. Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, Carl, I mean, skip across the water. I'm after getting a cup season ticket now for Old Trafford for next season. So I'm guaranteed the 3 Europa League games, and I'm guaranteed any FA Cup or Carabao Cup games that United get drawn at home in Old Trafford. So I'm happy out with that, myself and a mate. Ireland 11, Davy Mull's goal, says Albi. Yeah, absolutely, I remember it. Cut in on the left of the box and right footed into the top left corner. Some goal. Let's see what people are saying here. Sean, he says the Young deal looking good with the bosses going for a meeting in Barca. Absolutely, yeah. We're just after mentioning it, Sean. I mean, it is good. It is. It certainly is good. And look, and I said it about De Jong that if he signs this week or he doesn't sign till transfer deadline day, we're looking long term here, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, and getting someone like De Jong, if it's this week or if it's 2 games into the season, in the long term vision of things, it's a good signing. So we just need to keep a bit of patience. Kilmar says, hi, can you tell me about Greenwood's situation? There hasn't really been any update. Nilmar, he's still under investigation, and the bail has been pushed out and out and out. So we just don't know, and nothing will really happen until that's completed. So we'll know more then. Thanks to everyone who's in. Just to mention, guys, and again, anyone who's watching my lives already knows that we're doing a giveaway for the new Manchester United kit this Friday at 7:30. So anyone on TikTok, all you need to do is you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you click on my homepage on the top left of the screen here, there's a link on my homepage for our YouTube channel. Just hit subscribe. I'm going to be picking out a winner, and we're going live on Friday. I'll be announcing who the winner is. Wherever you are in the world, we get it sent out to you. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and you'll be in with a chance of winning that jersey. Now let's see what people are saying here. De Jong will not come. United and Ronaldo will leave. You all need to get real, says Man United. Want to... well, that's very pessimistic, in fairness. De Jong will not come to United and Ronaldo will leave. You all need to get real. Well, look, De Jong, it looks like it's getting very close, and there hasn't been any offers for Ronaldo. So, let's just stay positive. Hi, can you tell me about Lisandro Martinez and Anthony? Yeah, and that's from Faheen. So, yeah, getting into that one now, and obviously, now Ajax are annoying me. They're really annoying me. So, as we all know, Arsenal put in a bid of 42 million for Martinez. It was rejected, and they said we want 50 million for him. And Manchester United then came out and they offered the 50 million, what was the asking price, and Ajax basically wouldn't accept the offer. So Martinez then got a bit upset, and he basically he didn't hand in a transfer request, but he basically got very mad and said to Ajax, I want you to sit down and listen, I want to leave. I'm not handing in a transfer request, but I do want to leave, blah, blah, blah. So now Ajax are saying that they will sit down with Manchester United, and this is only after breaking in the last hour or so, that Ajax are willing to sit down with Manchester United about Lisandro Martinez because of the player's demands. But the club now want 55 to 60 million. Now that is in euros, okay? So if we do 60 million euros, that's 50 million pounds, which Manchester United have already offered. So they're Ajax are a bit all over the place here. I don't understand why they haven't just accepted the original bid and let's get the show on the road. But look, they are willing now to sit down with Manchester United, and that is coming from Mike Verwey. I can't pronounce his name, but he is a reporter with the Telegraph in Holland, and they're a very reputable source. So look, it is looking good for Martinez. You would be thinking it will get over the line eventually. How long it's going to take, God only knows. But yeah, it certainly is looking good. There has been some updates as well here on Frankie de Jong, and according to reports here, that conversations between Marta Arnold and Barcelona are believed to have centred around the 17 million de Jong is owed in unpaid wages. So look, I mean, I really hope we get de Jong, but I really hope Barcelona are not looking for Manchester United to pay this 17 million of deferred wages, because I think that's absolute. I think it's absolute robbery, really, and it's extortion. Just because Barcelona can't afford to pay their players doesn't mean Manchester United should be picking up his wage bill for the last 12 months. So I'm totally against that. But again, look, let's see how it goes. But I certainly do think I do think we're going to get de Jong. I do think we're going to get Martinez. Eriksen is nearly done. We've signed a left back. We've been linked with a couple of strikers. So, the only one that's gone kind of quiet the last while is Anthony. There hasn't been really many updates on him. I think Manchester United are going to potentially try and get the Martinez deal over the line and then move on to him. Obviously, like we were saying, he is injured until the start of August. So I don't think Manchester United are too pressed to get that deal over the line quick. But look, we'll see. Albie says, what's the story with giving Eriksen a 3-year deal? He should have got 12 months rolling contract and take it or leave it. I thought we were stopping giving silly deals to players. Well, yeah, that was something that that kind of stuck in my mind straight away, Albie. And I likened it a lot to the Dybala deal. And if we do go for Dybala, obviously I wasn't for it straight away because I thought he was going to come for massive wages. But it does seem like he's willing to take around 100 grand a week. But I did say that the other night, that if we do go for the likes of Dybala, I think exactly what you said there, that we should be signing him on a 1-year deal with the option of a second year, because we're not stuck with a player then on a 3-year contract paying him top dollar, so it's just protecting yourself. So yeah, I think I agree with you there on the 3-year deal. I think he should have got a 1 or 2 year deal with the option of an extra year. Nilmar says, watching live from Zimbabwe. Oh, great, man. Thanks for joining us. You're more than welcome. It's great to see so many people from all over the world joining us. I was looking at some of my analytics there as well, and we have Great Britain, we have South Africa, we have Zimbabwe, we have Ethiopia, we have the Philippines, Thailand, Australia. We've had Argentina, Brazil, America, Canada. So many people. It's great to see. But you're all more than welcome. Cottle says we could have easily got Martinez for 35 million if we got in early. Absolutely, Cottle. Yeah, I agree 100%. And we have Jamaica in the house as well. Nigeria, so many. Ghana, so many people. South Africa, great. Kenya, so great to see so many people in, guys. All the way from Paulstown. Go on, Murt, bye. That's a bit closer to home. Paulstown, up ya, by ya. Lovely stuff. Ireland, Ghana, great to see you all in, guys. You're more than welcome. Keep smashing that like button for me, and make sure you follow and subscribe. But Cottle, yeah, I agree with you there. And we have Mohammed in from Sierra Leone as well. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. I agree with you, Cottle. Antarctica. Jesus Christ. Up to Dacia. But anyway, look, let me get back to this. So, Cottle, I agree with you in relation to the 35 million there, and I certainly think this is the criticism that I have of the United board, is in relation to Ajax. I'm not going to be critical of them in relation to the De Jong deal, because Barcelona are just away with the fairies. So I don't think that's an issue there. The delay on Eriksen, I think, was down to just him making his mind up. And I think I think potentially the fact that he hasn't been announced yet could be just down to PR, and United are playing Liverpool tomorrow. I think maybe after the Liverpool game we could get that announced. Nigeria, again, watching, brilliant, great to see. Dublin, great to see. But I think again, let's go to the other one. If we go to the likes of Malacia, who we've signed, we basically got him within the space of a week. So that it was very quick work there. And we missed out on Darwin Núñez to Liverpool. So I'm not going to be overly critical of the board. I think they do have to answer questions about maybe the deals with Ajax. But outside of that, I think there's external factors at play that they just can't help. What time is kickoff tomorrow? Irish time, says Derek. It's 2:00, Derek. I'm really, 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 really going to try and get live for it. I'm on daddy duties tomorrow, so I'm going to try and go live. It might not be the setup that we have on YouTube and TikTok with the nice backgrounds and stuff. I'm going to try and go live on YouTube, because that's where we do all our watch-alongs. But if it's not in the background like this in the I could just be doing it from my living room. So yeah. We'll see. Either way, if I can't do the live watch along, I'll be doing maybe a match reaction later in the day. So maybe that evening about 7:30, so we can all jump in and have a chat about the game and stuff like that. I might do that anyway, but we'll see. Darryl says Glazers are slow as fuck. They need Tongo, says Darryl. Glazers are slow. Yeah, absolutely. Shane says, what would you consider acceptable finishing this season? For top three and 2 out of the 3 of the cup competitions, we need to in the finals. Yeah, look, so I get you there, Shane. Sorry. So what I would like, obviously, top 4 has to be the number one. Stretford Railway Club is in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, Shane. Top 4 has to be the priority. It really does. Getting into the Champions League has to be top priority. And I've said it before, if you offered me top 4 with no silverware or top 6 with winning the Europa League, I would take the Europa League and top 6, because getting that silverware, getting the medals around our neck, I think is important, But Champions League has to be the priority. It really does, because we need to take that step forward where we can attract higher quality players who want Champions League football, and yeah, that has to be the priority. And any cup competitions outside of that we can get a good run in and potentially pick up a bit of silverware, happy days. But look, I do think we need to be patient. Absolutely. Kabenge watching live from Uganda. Vincent, good to see you, Vincent. Thanks for joining us. Albie says, speaking of pre-season friendlies in Ireland, United versus Waterford United in the old Kilcoan Park, 1990. I got Robbo, Sparky and Pally's autographs. Those were the days, Jack, and those were the players. Absolutely. Kilcoan Park. I actually lived in an apartment in Kilcoan on the corner there, the blue and white apartment, Albie. And I actually played for Waterford United myself, under 21s for a season and a half. So, yeah, I know the place pretty well. First place all the way, says Darryl. And Joel says, I'm Joel from Uganda, but Glazers had to buy new players before even the pre-season tour. Yeah, absolutely. And it was a shame that we couldn't get players in before the pre-season tour. But look, if we're, and again, like we're saying, Joel, if we're looking at long-term progression and hopefully a long... Will Walsh says, come on, Limerick. You get out of my live chat. On the Cats, boy. On the Cats. Willie's just jealous that poor old Tipperary are not in it this year. Poor old Tip. I tip. Which are shite. Chance. Anyway, sorry. That's off my chest there now. But, yeah, look, it was a shame we didn't get players in before the pre-season tour. But look, in the long-term scheme of things, if we can get them in before the transfer window closes, then happy days, Let's see. Man United fan 044 says, is the rumours true? Will Dybala join United? I don't really know, to be honest. United do certainly seem to be interested. And we just kind of mentioned it as well. I hope he doesn't get a massive long-term contract, like we were saying there. I think if he does sign for United on his $100,000 a week, 1-year deal with the option of a second year, the Crazy Irishman says, hey, United Community Channel, how are you, sir? I'm great, man. Thanks for joining us. You're more than welcome. But yeah, keep smashing that like button for us, guys. We're nearly at 6,000 likes on YouTube on TikTok, and anyone on YouTube, please smash the like button for us as well. It gets us out to more people and grows the channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers as well before the start of the season. To anyone watching us on TikTok as well, just to let you know, we are doing the giveaway for the new Manchester United kit, and that's for this Friday. So you have to be a subscriber of my YouTube channel. So click on my homepage. There's a link on my homepage for my YouTube channel. Hit subscribe and you'll be in with a chance. We're going to announce it on Friday at 7:30. So yeah, Dybala is dirt. Please no, says Darryl. Let's see. User says, Liverpool going to beat up Man United talking this week. Oh, well, look, we'll see. It's pre-season. It's not the most important thing in the world, YouTube gang. William says, United need to buy De Jong. Well, hopefully it's getting there. Hopefully we're getting close. Hopefully. And Adam says, do you think Gerard Romero is right about De Jong? He seems confident it's happening. Well, he does. He's been right about a few things in the past, but he's also been very wrong about a few things in the past. So yeah. Albie says, Jack, why do we want Dybala? He's had his day and he's too similar to Bruno and Ericsson. All about options, but we don't need him. Well, look, I agree with you, Albie. I do. I do 100% agree with you. I think I would be going for younger, hungrier players. You see the likes of Malacia, for example. You see him in training. He looks fresh. He looks hungry. He looks, full of desire to make a name for himself. They're the kind of players, I would personally want. But again, it goes back to what we were saying. If the manager wants him, I'm on board. I'm on board. I am 100,000,000% behind this manager and who he wants to sign. It does look like he is getting the overriding say in who we sign. He wanted De Jong. He wanted Martinez. He wanted Malacia. He wanted Ericsson. He wanted Nunez. Unfortunately, we didn't get him. These seem to be his type of players. So I'm all for it. But if it was me, I wouldn't be going for Dybala. Crazy Irishman says, actually mentioned you on my video about the Young announcement earlier on today. Says the Crazy Irishman. Yeah, let us know your channel. Is it? Yeah, just pop it into the chat there. Let us know your channel. I share it with everyone. I don't know if it's on YouTube or it's on TikTok. Some usernames are different and stuff like that. But yeah, let us know, man. Irish 23 says, do you think Garnacho will be involved this year? I do. I absolutely do. Will Walsh with a gift. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. I do think Garnacho is going to be involved this year. I think he's a brilliant talent. He really is. And but look, on the flip side, if Garnacho plays primarily, where does he play? Wide right, wide left. You would be thinking that it is an area that we're already heavily, invested in them areas. I certainly do think he has the confidence, the potential, the quality to have a breakthrough season. I don't think he's going to play an awful lot of games, but if he could play 15 games this season in all competitions, I think it'd be a good year for him. I mean, he is only 18 at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I do hope he gets his game time. Adam says, it's going to be so exciting seeing a front three of Rashford, Martial and Sancho, a rapid front line. Well, look, that'll all come down to goals, Adam, and how we play and the intensity of our play. Marcus Rashford and Martial and Sancho, to a lesser extent, are not renowned for high pressing and closing down. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do that under Erik ten Hag. So it is something I'm looking forward to. Now, I am getting an update here that's coming in. Let's see. So this is coming from Jared Romero, who we all know broke the news about De Jong all them weeks ago. He says, Frankie De Jong to Manchester United is not as advanced as one might think. At the club, they tell me that at the end of the week, movements can take place. If De Jong stays, he will have to lower his salary. Okay, well, that's nothing we didn't know already, really. But De Jong is not going to... He's already come out and said he's not going to lower his salary. So I'm not too worried about that. I think Barcelona are covering their own arses now at this stage because they have to be seen as we don't want to sell him. Whereas I think really they just want his wages off the books. They really do. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about that. Do you think Malacia will be a starter, says Carl? So I think right away maybe not. I don't see him coming in and taking Luke Shaw's position straight away. But I can easily see second half of the season, end of the season, him being our number one left back. Absolutely. He just goes around with a smile on his face. You know what I mean? He reminds me of Dwight York a little bit, where he's just constantly smiling, just all the time. So he certainly knows what he needs to do. He certainly wants to be there. He certainly does look like he has the right attitude. So yeah, I think I think he will eventually be our number one left back. Let's see. Phoebus says, I just want to know about Donny van de Beek. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Donny van de Beek this season. There was reports that came out during the week. I'm not sure what who said it or what what outlet it was from, but that Donny van de Beek has been seen by Ten Hag as a deep line midfielder. So, maybe that's why we haven't gone out and maybe busted the bank for a defensive midfielder. Maybe Ten Hag is going to give him the chance to be that person. Who knows? But I am certainly looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Shane says, honestly, that front three gives me nightmares. Hopefully Rashford and Martial can redeem themselves, says Cottle. Yeah, hopefully. And Williams says, we can trust Martial. Well, look, I hope so. He has the potential, which is so frustrating because his work rate, his body language, it was always kind of off. So I do hope he gets his act together, because he's going to be gone next season. If he could potentially be gone this transfer window. Who knows? If we got a striker in, I think he would have been gone. Irish 23 says, Barca need to cop on and stop trying to milk it, get it done. Yeah, I know, absolutely. It sounds like they're looking at United wanting to pay the wages, but I would be totally against that. Mickey said, didn't realise you were live tonight. What's good? Yeah, good to see you, Mickey. Thanks for joining us. I was late tonight. I had a football match myself, so I had to push it back to 9:30. But yeah, good to see you. Let's get through some of the TikTok chats here and see what people are saying. Why don't United fans rate Dybala as a good possible signing, says Niall. Well, look, I do think he is a good player. I certainly do. My point is he going to have the hunger and desire to get us back into the Champions League, to get us back challenging for titles? That's what I would be worried about. I'm not debating his quality at all, really. I do think he is a good player, and who knows, he could come to Manchester United and light up the Premier League. We don't know. I certainly wouldn't be against signing him. I just think we need to sign him on the right terms, on low wages and on a short-term deal, and let him say to him, if you play well, you will get a good contract, or you'll get an extended contract and things like that. That has to be the desire for a player like him, because you don't want to be bringing players in just to get a wage packet. Give him a 4-year deal on 250 grand a week, like Martial, and then no one will want to buy him or can afford him if he's not playing well. Let's see what other people are saying here. Martial is a lazy bollocks, says Barney. Well, he has been that in the past. I'd love to see him cut himself on, but look, let's see. How about we sign Neves instead of De Jong, says Brian. Well, I think they're different types of players. I think De Jong is more of a number 8, where I think Neves could play in a 6 as a defensive midfielder. De Jong is more creative, things like that. I'd love to see the two of them play side by side. But yeah, let's see. Mickey says, have you seen how they set up in training today? Malacia left, Wan-Bissaka right, Fred and Donny came Rashford, Bruno Sanchez, then Martial up front. Yeah, I did see that. I seen it on Twitter, the lineup, and it doesn't fill me with excitement. Let me put it that way. But I'm excited for the project more than I'm excited for the players that we currently have. I hope we can get back playing attacking football, getting fans on the edge of their seat. If we can see goals, okay, we'll concede goals. But if we're playing well and we're, fans are back on the edge of their seats, we're scoring goals, it's good to watch, I'm all for it, And let's work on the nitty gritty things then as the seasons and transfer windows go, That's what I'm all for. Irish 23 says, yes, totally looking that way, trying to pull a fast one over United for the wages as well. Dybala is a good player, but I agree a 1-year contract only, because players come to United because of the wage. 100%, absolutely 100%. And Kiba says, if the young deal collapses, why can't we bring Ander Herrera back? Well, I love Ander Herrera, absolutely. I do think there could be younger, better players that we could get now, fresher players, but yeah, I mean, If we were stuck, I would take him back, absolutely. Shane says, as far as I was aware, Eric Ten Hag played Donny as a second striker pretty much. So don't see that deep line role being what Eric Ten Hag does. Yeah, and that's why I was so surprised with it. Because when you look at that Ajax team that he played in, he was very advanced up the field. So I was surprised to hear that. Maybe he can play there, and Ten Hag knows he can play there. And maybe it's just it's the option that he will use if we don't sign a CDM. But look, it's going to be interesting to see. Albi says, I have enough of that De Jong. I tell you, if they're looking for us to pay that 17 million, they can go jump. Who do they think he is, Perlo or something? He better perform if he joins after all this shite. Yeah, well, look, and I agree with you, Albi, and I think I'm not going to hold a lot against De Jong. I think a lot of this, I think the majority of this has to do with Barcelona. It really does. And look, I'm not going to hold it against him if the fact that he does want to stay in Barcelona, because obviously they're in the Champions League, they're a massive club, all of that, and it's sunny, So I'm not going to hold it against him a lot. I do think if he comes to Manchester United, he'll be professional. He'll put his head down and work hard. I absolutely do. Great to see so many people in again, guys. I really appreciate it. Keep smashing that like button for us. We have 70 people on the live on YouTube here as well. Hit that like button for me if you can. It helps out the channel a ton. And make sure you hit subscribe as well. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the start of the season. We'll go through a last couple of comments here, guys, before we finish up. Kino Speaks says, we will not see any process till at least 3-4 transfer windows. Yeah, I agree, Kino. And I think that's why we need to have patience. I think if we can, and I've always said it, that the first 2 seasons, I don't really I would like potentially in the second season if we could, really establish a top 4 position. And then maybe in the third season kick on and have a challenge for a league title. Now, that doesn't mean going on and winning the league, but having a sustained title challenge, and then maybe season 4, season 5, potentially win it, But as long as as long as we can see the progress, I'm happy. And that's something that we haven't seen and to be fair, I think we've seen it a bit with Van Gaal. I think in Van Gaal's second season, we saw progress. It wasn't always the prettiest, but he did progress the team. He improved the team. It wasn't the way we liked to play football and all of that, but he did. But if we can see Eric Ten Hag improving the team week on week, month on month, season on season, and we have a clear direction on where we're going, then I'm all for that. And the results will take care of themselves in the long run if we can get the players in. Do you like the famous Glasgow Celtic, like a good Catholic Irish lad? I do, Malky. I was at a Celtic game. I've only ever been at one game, and it wasn't in Celtic Park. We were in 2019. We went to Dundee United away. There was a group of us from Kilkenny that went. There was about 40 of us went on the beer for the weekend. It was great. But yeah, let's see. Mickey says, keep it. I've been screaming that all week. Why did we sell him? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's about Ander Herrera. This is definitely not De Jong's fault. Barca trying to get away with robbery with the player and with United. Yeah, I agree with you there, Mickey. And Irish 23 says, I'm going. Hopefully you're on tomorrow. Great lives. Keep liking, lads. I appreciate Irish 23. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us. 17 mil is pocket change for the De Jong. He should just forget it and join us. Well, 17 million is an awful lot of money for a player. If 17 million was in a transfer fee of someone who was 60 or 70 or 80 million, it doesn't seem like more. But for a player, 17 million is an awful lot of money. I would love one of them millions. Just give me one of them and I'd be happy. But yeah, look, lads, great chat. I really appreciate everyone that's on. Just to finally let you know, anyone that's watching on YouTube or on TikTok, especially the TikTok guys, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're giving away a new Manchester United kit this Friday. So you need to be a subscriber of my YouTube channel. Anyone on TikTok, hit my homepage up here on the top left. There's a link on my homepage to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So make sure you're doing that. And anyone as well on YouTube, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out a ton. It gets us out to more people. And subscribe on the bottom right hand corner as well, down there somewhere. Because we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the start of the season, and I'd really appreciate it. It gets the channel out to more people. But look, lads, it's been great. I really appreciate the chat. Like I said, we're going to really, hopefully going to be doing the watch along tomorrow. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel, because if the thumbnail goes up maybe around 12 o'clock, we're going live. I'm really hoping we can do it. If not, I'll be on tomorrow evening to do a match review. But either way, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that good stuff. Thanks for all the likes, 7,000 on TikTok there as well. It's been really good, guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.